Oscar Bevis for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Brentwood, had a Saturday night show at the Brentwood Centre, joined by WBO European champion Mr. Danny Dignum. How are you, Danny?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks.
Big fight for you, and probably your toughest test today. I mean, Conrad Cummins on paper isn't an easy fight, neither is Alfredo Meli, but is this your toughest one?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my last fight was a step up with Conrad Cummins, but this fight is another step up again. I'm prepared for my toughest fight today.
Obviously, you got the WBO European, that means you're ranked 10 with the WBO. You want to climb those rankings and you want to get to world level, but there's no point getting to world level quietly. You want to make a name for yourself, and you also want to be, like you said, stepping it up to beat these fighters. How important was it to get someone that is a step up from Conrad?
Oh, it's a big step up. Listen, I'm in for an hard fight, and it's good to have these step ups. You know, Conrad Cummins, I got him out of the way. Alfredo Meli, I get him out of the way, because if you don't have them step ups, when it's like you're boxing at this level, then when it comes to boxing at that level, you're well out your depth. So this fight is another test, another step up, and I've got to deal with Alfredo Meli, and it's going to be a hard fight, but I'm prepared for a hard fight, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
When you say it's going to be a hard fight, what sort of hard fight are you expecting? Are you expecting it to be sort of a boxing fight for the start? Or, I don't even know why I asked this. I know what we're expecting. Is it going to be a war?
Listen, I know Alfredo's going to drag me to the trenches. I know that. But I think it's just going to take a bit more than that to beat me, sort of thing. I think I've got a smart boxing brain. I'm fit, I'm strong. And I think that's what's going to get me the win in this fight. If I want to stand and trade with him, maybe that's what he wants me to do. That's going to suit him more. But yeah, I'm just going to box smart and do what I've got to do.
It must excite you, though, the fact that you could stand there, trade with him, and if you are going to go and defend your belt, why not defend it in a war? So did it sort of excite you, the fact that, you know, on Saturday night you could be in a cracker that people are looking at, and even if they're not tuning into the show at the time, people are watching back and thinking, that's someone whose career I want to follow?
Yeah, I mean, I've got good support anyway. I think I've sold over 300 tickets. There's no pressure on Alfredo Meli either. There's he's coming over from Ireland. He probably ain't got to sell tickets. You know, all he's got to do is turn up and fight. That's not all he's got to do. Obviously, he's trained hard for this as well. But I'd say the pressure's on me really, because I've got all my support there, all local people. It's in my sort of hometown. There's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, but I've got to use that pressure to my advantage, and that's what I'm going to do. Like same as last time in the Cummins fight. I was under a lot of pressure that fight, but I took it all in, didn't let it get to me, and you know, Conrad Cummins was a tough fighter, and he comes forward, and I boxed how I should have done in that fight, and I got the win. So hopefully the same will happen with this fight.
I just want to sort of pick up on something Lee said in the press conference. He said the next step's world level. I mean, does that scare you? Does that excite you? What is it? Because obviously, it must make you think, you know, a bit of nerves that this is the biggest shoot in your career by a mile, but also excitement. You know, you could be in a massive televised TV fight against a world champion, a legend. You never know who. You could be right up there at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the likes of Luke Keeler boxed Conrad Cummins twice, and then he boxed at Luis Ariz. So I've had my fight with Conrad Cummins, I won that, and then Keeler's next step up was Luis Ariza. So like Meli's my step up, you know what I mean? So I could be potentially one fight away from doing what Luke Keeler's done, and it's life changing. So for me and for Meli, this is a big fight. You know, each fight now could be life changing.
Just finally, a cutthroat prediction. How does this go? Does it go the distance? Do we get a war that goes all the rounds, or do we get a knockout from yourself?
I just think how much punishment can you take in a fight with them small gloves on? I don't know. I'll predict a win, but
should we just leave it there? A Danny Dignum win?
Yeah, Danny Dignum win. You can't physically keep taking punches and walking forward. It's just like them little punches chip away, and then comes the big one. I don't know. Maybe. I hope so.
Well, we're going to find out on Saturday. Danny, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you after.
Big shout out to all my sponsors, all my support, my coach Kevin, my coach Inerts, you've still got today to get your tickets. So get at me.
Thought he was holding a board of cash then.
I wish tickets.